Wednesday, June 1st. There's a lot of something going on. There's a whole lot of going on this June 1st. You know, as soon as it clicked over, it was Gay Pride Month. You are at the BIPOC Happy Hour. This is the Black Indigenous People of Color Wind Down. This is where we've gone all day, and we get a chance to wind down and talk about what's happening. I'm Uncle Ray. I got friends today, Brother Dennis and Sonny B and Bobby, and I got Miss Yo-Yo over there in the back. How's everybody doing on this Wednesday, June 1st?
We doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing
Hello.
Just so y'all know, this is June Gemini season. Just so y'all know.
All day, every day.
June Gemini.
Music Month.
That we'll take that too. To June.
I can sing like Mariah Carey.
And it's Pride Month. How you doing?
Yeah.
It's Pride. You don't have to hide anymore. You don't have to hide anymore. You can walk out in public and be yourself.
Right, be yourself. Dennis,
unless there's guns out there.
Dennis just came from a place where you could be yourself and look like people that look like yourself. Welcome back, bro.
Dennis, how was that?
Just tell us about your trip.
Don't get shy now.
Don't be shy. I know you thought about buying those squirrels.
I'm doing something right.
Chris Brown need to cut his sound off.
Who's Chris Brown?
Hold on.
I'm Chris Brown.
It's June 1st. You know how it go. June 1st, summer. The heat is coming on. Y'all get all crazy.
Right, okay. Let's see. Did that work? Did that fix it?
It should be. Yep, that should work.
All right.
There it is. That's it.
I'm not computer savvy. You know that. So I'm working on it.
And I don't
well, tell us about your trip.
Yes.
Well, you know what? I really found out that, and I love everybody here, but, to Bobby, I really commend him on thinking the way he thinks because DC is progressive. They work together with their clubs and all the Black people there the best way they can. And so they really showed me this weekend that you can have both. You know what I mean? Because there wasn't enough space for everybody to be on one spot at all times. And to open it up to everybody, no matter what, we need to do more of that. Because, working with Black businesses and the clubs, they did everything Black Pride did everything right this weekend, even to buy me drinks all weekend for free. I don't even drink.
Buy you for free.
Well, I'm saying they took you to dinner. They made sure you was taken care of.
You were their guest.
But you normally don't get all those amenities.
Yes, you do.
And 2 days, I went Wednesday and Thursday, 2 days early because Black Pride started Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. They sent me 2 days early and paid for that for training.
Awesome. That's how you do.
Well,
let that not be a surprise to you.
What Dennis was saying was that how Black Pride organization in DC, they work along with the promoters.
Right.
Which means that promoters do the things that they do, but also the POC deal with their day stuff. Everything is separate, but they work together.
We need to build on that kind of concept here for Black people, including everybody, straight, gay, whatever you are, because at this festival, in vendoring, I met a lot of straight people. They say I have nothing to do with being gay, but this is the biggest Black thing to come to DC, and we want to be a part of it.
Of course. Right. There's a lot of Black business here in Minnesota, period. And again, that's why us being the only Black organization here in Minnesota, we have to travel and go to the other smaller places. They just waiting to see us out there.
Yeah, but I really think that we need to do our due diligence here as a board, as a staff, as moving
What does
forward.
That mean?
Well, they had 20 some odd prides there, all the presidents and people who was running the prides in their respective cities and states. Some of them are not 501(c)(3)s, some of them are, some are clubs, some of them are just organizations they want to put together because they want a Black pride there. So my whole thought is that, we are one of the few a few Black Prides that have a 501c, have a board, that have it, kind of moving towards their future. We were all talking about that with Earl. So I look at this and say that, we are ahead of the curve. We're ahead of the game some kind of way. And I think that if we want to be that way in the 2000s, as we say, we need to do a lot better job, and really honing in on our work here, because we could be one of among the top 5 Black Prides in the country if we get it right.
At least on the West Coast, Midwest. You know what I'm saying?
Well, even I wouldn't care what, if it's a Black Pride.
You know what I'm saying? Because
in
only
the United
people know
States,
about anybody.
Only 2 Black Prides right now. No, not even Chicago. There's only 2 Black Prides right now. Really, maybe have raised $100,000 or more. Only DC and New York. The rest of them, maybe 50,000, maybe a few thousand here, but they haven't did the pinnacle of making sure they exceeded a certain dollar amount. They can pay staff, because none of them have paid staff. Most of the work is done voluntarily, or what they can get. So I mean, I'm thinking that here, having a backbone, having a history, being one of the longest running Black Prides, we should hone in on that and make it happen. We should know the politicians. We should be in everything that happens in Minnesota. We should be on some shape, form, or fashion, and to support the idea of opening Black Pride up, like they did in New York, with promoters like you, Bobby, and things we can move forward. That's why I was like, Chris, go ahead.
That's because the promoters is what get the Pride out there.
Right, because they do extra work to make sure that they bring people in.
Forward. Because if it wasn't for the activities they can do at night, because most prides don't do activities at night, people come, like bring in big artists and different things like that. You know what I mean? So that's how people get to know about each pride that's out here. I didn't know shit about Dallas, Texas until I heard, everyone going down there. You got Santana, Saucy Santana, and all these other people going down there. You know what I mean? I didn't know Dallas had a Black Pride. A Pride, period.
So, yeah, I want you to meet Chris. This is I met him yesterday at our we had a Latino and Black people with a Lavish project is trying to work a project together. This is my other project that I work with. And Chris met me for the first time yesterday, and he said he wanted to be a part of Black Pride. Chris does. Go ahead, Chris, because I can't think what it is. The Twin Cities Zoo.
Yeah. How you guys doing? My name is Christopher Brown. I'm from Chicago. I've lived in Minneapolis since 2002. I went to school out in Morris, Minnesota, living in Minneapolis. I've heard of Black Pride out here, and I never really get into it like I should have. And meeting did this yesterday. I got excited. I'm like, whoa, you guys got a lot of stuff going on. Mind you, I just got back here. So I got excited. I want to help. And what you guys are saying is so true. And I really think we can be one of the biggest pride in the Midwest. We can raise over $100,000. That's easy. We have a 501c3. People can cut us a check. So it's like, whoa, we got this stuff. That we can make something happen.
Now, Chris is part of the Escadas. He got a Twin Cities ball scene on YouTube. He does a lot of all the balls that came to Minnesota. They're all on there from 10 years ago on his ball scene page. So I mean, he's really big in the ball scene. He's been doing it for like 10 years.
Oh, this is 2006. It was outside of the ballroom, just in terms of seeing Black folks progress and with events and stuff out here in Minnesota. The big thing out here has been for me as a promoter, when I was promoting before, is working with other people and actually keeping things going and everyone working cohesively and pushing it out there and us not working against each other. I think that's the biggest thing with us. We've all been pitted against each other, but I'm taking ego away from everything. I'm about to check, but I'm also about uplifting our folks and then being happy and actually, showing up and making things happen. And I've learned that you have to help yourself first before you can help others. But at any time, any point, help who you can. And I feel my reputation out here with folks is who I am, what I am, because I make shit happen. And I know what you guys got going here. Y'all, it's gonna be really big here because they're like, we got Black Pride here. Yes, for 20 years. Where the hell you been? You been getting high. You don't know what's really going on. Saucy Santana's will be up here in a couple of weeks. so it's like a lot going on, but we can put our foot in the door with those folks. And I'm that type of person who put foot in doors and make something happen. And I'm happy to give this opportunity. I know I was gonna do this podcast. I got sunglasses. I'm like, damn, wait a minute, what the fuck is going on? But I want this podcast. I want you guys to push it up to the next level, meaning put it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. And I know how to do that stuff. And I want to show you guys how to do this stuff and make it happen. So I was talking to Dennis earlier, and he just put me on the podcast. Let's make something happen. So it's good to meet you guys. I'm gonna sit back and be quiet, so I won't be overzealous. But you guys are doing really good. I'm really happy for you guys. I'm proud of what you guys got going on here, and I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
Welcome, Chris Brown. I got you up there talking. Okay.
We're not worthy.
Hey, DeAndre.
DeAndre, we are not worthy.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
Hello, Diva. With the new
Hello,
hair.
hello.
What's
Are
up?
we on the air?
Yes.
Yes.
Hello,
We are
dear.
on
How
the
have you
air.
been?
I've
Brother
been.
DeAndre.
I've
been?
been.
That's
I've been.
good
I've been
stuff.
hanging in there. Been, sitting in a lot of heavy things like most of us have, but we got to do the best we can to stay afloat. Happy Pride Month.
Yes.
Oh my
it's
Lord.
beautiful. We made
Happy
it.
Pride Month.
Oh, love that sign up. Woo-hoo.
Happy Pride Month. How's everybody?
I'm fine.
That's good.
You know, I'm recently back from DC. So
I know. Were you getting ready to discuss that? Oh, you had to flip your bang?
Yes, you know.
Oh, just a little bit. Oh, okay. You flip your bang like that's your first time going.
Well, in a long time, because
In a long
all
time.
black people. I mean, I went to every restaurant. It was all black people.
Nice.
Everything you did was all black people.
Nice.
There was a 5 days to totally different atmosphere because I didn't even have no solid, like that Minnesota Nice stuff.
Yeah.
They didn't like you. They girl,
They told you.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Right. All you see, even the big queens was there wearing their shorts with their little booty out. Didn't care. You know what I mean?
You living your life.
Listen, they didn't care because the girl, big girl, when she sat down, you see the marks there sitting on the bench on her legs. Her shorts are so short. I love that. You don't get that here enough.
You always talking about somebody. But not to come on and take over the show, but I'm pretty sure that you coming back from DC gave you a totally different perspective of community, of culture, of people.
Mm-hmm.
Went away for a few days, came back, you like, ooh, I wish I lived in DC.
I wasn't gonna come back. I was hoping, I was thinking of some reason I could stay there a little longer because they treated me so well.
Yeah.
Even buying drinks, food, ask what you need the whole weekend.
And he met Aaron from the house. I don't know if y'all watched that show on Fox.
Oh yeah.
But
Aaron, did you?
Yes, he was there.
Oh, nice.
We videotaped that night on our podcast.
Today, Aaron.
You said you invited him to our podcast.
We was videotaping.
He was on the show Friday.
Oh, that's nice. Okay. How cute is that?
We moving on up.
Moving on up.
That's
cute. With a totally different attitude. He's now presenting himself as, he always been a boss, but, he letting us know, nigga, I'm the boss. You know what I'm saying?
No, he's been around some real people. He went around some real people.
Yes, he did. I mean,
absolutely. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That's what up here Minnesota gives, that fake, phony shit. Ooh, he went around there with some real motherfuckers.
That's right. Hold up.
Man.
I'm real.
That's why people don't like me today, because I'm from DC and I don't give that Minnesota nice shit.
Absolutely. And I'm from St. Louis, and I'm from hold on. And I'm from St. Louis.
But yeah, I think that really, it was an interesting situation to see how black people doing stuff.
Yeah, seeing our people gather together and you just seeing that with your own two eyes what culture looked like, what blackness looked like, what that I'm sure was a great experience.
Yes.
And it was an experience that you probably needed right now.
But breaking bread with every president for the 20 Black Prides, 30 Black Prides here, we all broke bread together. That was the best thing.
Mm-hmm.
We all had a meal together. We all sat and ate together. You know what I mean? And
I'm
talked.
glad you were able to go. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm good. I was able to go too.
Yeah, I was just saying, I'm just glad that you were afforded the opportunity to go, be up there for the weekend, be immersed with us.
Yes. All of us.
It's sad that
but you
we
know, I
gotta
seen
get
all
out
y'all
of
there
here.
too. It was like Oz. I seen everybody there.
It's sad that we Black people in Minnesota have to get out of Minnesota to be immersed in Black culture.
You do? Yes, that's true. That's true. I can't get there. I'm agreeing. True.
So we done been to DC. We done been to Louisiana. So where's the next pride for next year that we're going to? Because our plan is to go to all the prides, remember?
Miami. So you know the new list comes out in November for the 2023 season. It'll have all the list of all the prides from January, because Black Pride starts in January. They do have them in the United States. Black Prides go all the way across the United States.
So I really think we should be deliberate and decide on which one we're going to go to. And we all start now raising money to be there.
We're going to Atlanta?
It's possible.
No, I don't want to be possible. I want to make it happen.
Well, we're going to make deliberate decisions. If we can't hit all of them, Atlanta's just one. That's what I said. I don't know.
I'm saying as a group of Black Pride people, board members and friends or whatever, or family members, we decide on what Black Pride we're going to go to next year and go. And
the list comes out in November.
Yes, Poppy.
Are we live?
Yes.
Yes.
People can still see us?
Yes.
Yes, they still see what y'all look like in the light.
That's why I got sunglasses on.
And they will be able to do Fader Tape over again. Because YouTube and Facebook records it.
Yep, it's going to be on YouTube for the rest of time. So you can always go back and check your makeup later. DeAndre, it's so good to see you out of the house and joining us for a Wednesday libation. Happy June 1st.
Yeah. Happy June 1st to you, and thank you for having me. I'm not out of the house, but I decided since it was June 1st and it was Pride Month, I wanted to be a homosexual with my new hair, stiff wear.
Right, do it. Yes.
I call her Stacey Ladisall.
You gotta rock that wig without falling off.
I call her Stacey. I call her Stacey Ladisall.
All right.
I ain't mad at you. Not at all.
I decided I wanted to come on here and talk to y'all people in Pride Month. And
well, share some good stuff that you've got for us. Just share a little with us.
I don't have much to share. I just wanted to pop up. I was supposed to be in the background.
You can't let you do that. You're a star.
My hair is too bright for all that. So I can't hide nowhere.
Well,
you can rock that.
You look good.
You are right. It's not that
well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Nice.
Be yourself. Be your individual, unique self. We love it.
Is that what the new thing is these days?
Yeah.
Individual, unique self.
You can come on a trash bag. As long as you confident with the trash bag, baby, you rock.
Missy Elliott did it.
She sure
and she got an award for it too.
Okay.
So,
I just want to remind y'all. She got an award for it too.
But you know, Miss Eddie been ahead of that game since she started.
Who?
Miss Eddie been ahead of the game since she started.
Missy Elliott. Oh yeah.
So has.
Words backwards and stuff like that in her songs.
I was just thinking about Missy Elliott last month and why the Video Vanguard Award is the Michael Jackson Award on VMAs when it should be the Missy Elliott Video Vanguard Award, because Missy Elliott is the queen of some video.
But you know what? DeAndre. I mean,
She has made.
no, you know what you're talking about, Michael.
Not like Michael. I'm sorry, DeAndre.
Right. Thank you, Steiner.
I like Michael.
I love Michael.
I like
I love Michael. I'm not
movie.
discrediting Michael. I'm just saying that
Beyonce
Missy Elliott is the queen of video. If we talking video vanguard,
get out of the grave and get some young people in there. Don't always hold on to the old people.
But Michael Jackson, he's a classic. He got a musical out on Broadway that has 10 Tony nominations already. So you know, Michael Jackson's music is gonna be endless. It's gonna stand beyond the end of time.
Just like videos are the shit. Remember the time? Thriller, all of them. What was the one where you had the Smooth Criminal?
Remember the time? All of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his videos was always
creative. But nobody's gonna beat Thriller.
Oh
no. It
no.
don't matter. Those are classic. No. They're timeless. They're just like Santa Claus. They're timeless. They will be here forever.
Oh, child. We ain't talking
about now we can pick somebody
Santa Claus
else.
got old.
Santa Claus. Who is Santa Claus anyway?
We ain't talking about no Santa Claus.
I thought
it's not him per se. It's just a figurative. Like, that's all. That was it.
You know what I had a problem with this weekend?
Yeah, discuss your weekend.
Everybody in DC was born of a preacher or had a spiritual mom or dad. This whole weekend I got in trouble because I'm not that religion, and everybody had a story about their mom or dad was a preacher. And I got in trouble.
That's where they all come from. You know, they all sit in the second row or in the choir stand.
Well, I got in trouble because I don't know how I don't understand because my mom and dad wasn't a preacher. They were just common old folks, worked at a steel mill. And so I'm like, I don't understand why this 66-year-old woman was telling me how God brought her through her journey. And it's, and then I found out she used to be a drag queen and she really a boy. And now she wants to be a woman and act like she wasn't doing any bad back in the day.
Ooh, hypocrite.
Well, I didn't say all that. I didn't say hypocrite. But she said, give the Caesars what Caesars. Give the Caesars what Caesars. And I'm like, I didn't understand that quote. Then I'm like, she used that for me to start taking prep.
Okay.
You're right. The church, then I'm like, well, how does Caesar and the church and all this God stuff?
How is all that in the same conversation? Or
Thank you.
Group?
I agree. In the same room, they can't be.
No shit when we went high.
Caesar definitely was opposed to religion and definitely Christianity.
I agree with you. And I'm like, when she brought this to me, I'm like, am I stupid? I don't know how this stuff flows? I was born in the church too. I understand, but y'all relate to stuff that has nothing to do with each other for me to take some damn meds.
The thing is, it's all about I feel it's all about marketing and what narrative can we paint to get a check. And if the narrative didn't make any sense to you, it's like, okay, well, what real narrative can be painted to talk about prep or have these real conversations? But if we're saying this, that shouldn't make no sense. But it is what it is. That's crazy. That's what they're doing out here and getting money for it.
Yeah.
But I don't understand. If I don't believe in all that stuff that you come in with, how you convince me by lying to me about something you don't know about? But I was raised in a different situation. This whole weekend about the conflict I think that we have with these Black Prides is the different area codes and the different beliefs that we was raised with. Because we had to get past, I don't mind you being a Christian, I don't mind you being whatever it is, but why are you trying to sell me? Let's just work on what we're doing and keep that, keep your belief and I keep mine.
Yeah, because you really can't talk about politics or religion, but I feel with like
you can if you jokingly, but don't
joke. But that's one of the main things, and I feel too that sometimes we I feel it's all understanding. If people have sex with men or have sex, if you're having sex and you're negative, this is prep. Here's some information about it. I'm trying to figure out a way to make it like holistically, but just having a conversation, but trying to tie in religion and all that stuff, it boggles you down.
Yes, I don't even eat right. You know what I mean? Tell me that first. Push them on the table, nigga. You're fat. Stop eating the fried foods. stop eating ice cream.
I brought you a salad and you
right.
turned my salad down.
I'm saying the same thing.
Talk about that.
That's perfect. Bring me a salad instead of telling me about Jesus. But
so my two questions to you is, number one, how do you know that they are lying to you? And number two, why do you feel like they were trying to force their religious narrative on you?
Because I almost got jumped on everybody that was religious. I'm like, they was like ready to attack. You can tell, like, ooh, you don't believe in that, whatever that is. And I'm like, well, I made a joke, and I was just joking. I said, God couldn't cure ham. And that didn't go over too well. Like, it was a joke.
See, you try to get that run out of DC and ain't even
right. Because you dealing with a different type of person. Just like you said like 5 minutes ago, you weren't in Minnesota last weekend. So jokes like that will probably go smooth over with a Minnesotan. But DC, just like you said,
all the church sisters go to that.
I learned the hard way.
Yeah.
You got to look at it also. DC is progressive, yes, but it's also like a southern state. We stuck in the middle of the North and the South. So we have upbringing. Most of our families come from the South that migrated up to the north, up to DC. So you're right. We do have that Southern Baptist belief. That's just strong beliefs in what they have. And what she was saying, leave things to Caesar, and God things to God. Meaning whatever the government's dealing with, you leave it between you and the government. Whatever's dealing with that, and God's things, you leave it upon, you talk about God on a different level. Leave them separate. You understand? That's what she meant by that. I don't know how aggressive they was with you about that, but that's what we not aggressive. We just believe in our points. And that's the words that they use as a microaggression with white folks. Continue to say that Black people are aggressive. We just making a point. People think I'm aggressive, but I'm not aggressive. I just tell you how I feel, and the way it comes to you may feel aggressively, but I'm not coming to you like a bear coming at you. I'm not. You understand what I'm saying? So they may have delivered it the way they delivered it, and you took it a totally different way. You know what I mean? As a northerner that you are.
But to add to Bobby's point, and not to cut you off, I get a lot of you're aggressive living here. I don't get that from St. Louis, where me and Yo-Yo from. Like, we don't get that. Oh, you too aggressive. It's just here. The last 6 years, I've been hearing that a lot. And everybody on this call who knows me well enough knows that I come off with passion. I come off when I'm passionate about something, I am going to have an elevated decibel in my voice. I'm not going to.
They have talked to you about this.
I'm not going to be whispering in your ear. I'm not Michael Jackson with no low pitched voice. I am going to be loud and boisterous. But here, people get more triggered, or they feel some type of way. It's like, oh, you making me feel triggered right now. Your voice is loud.
I'm supposed to be passive aggressive.
Yeah, well, I don't know how to do that.
They want you here to be passive.
I don't know. I don't know what passive aggressive is. I'm just like Bobby. I tell you like it is too. I'm not gonna do all that passive.
That's too much.
That's why they say you're aggressive and all of that.
Yeah, well, yeah.
That's where that comes from. I've had to talk it to several times.
Yeah.
Back in the day when I first moved here.
It's just people here. I don't.
Oh yeah, only here.
I don't experience this anywhere else. I could have went to DC last weekend and never experienced this. It's just here. People feel like you're aggressive here. But
yes, you need to experience that and put that under your book.
So educated black person with passion will keep it muted. Okay. Sorry, working out some kinks here. I get the same thing with folks saying you're aggressive, your tone. I'm like, my tone, I'm just telling you what I need, what I think needs to happen. If like you said, an elevated voice, just make it happen. Now here it's using these words like trigger and all that other stuff. No, we know what we want, we know what we're gonna get. And last time it didn't happen, you saw what happened. So let's really make it happen this time. I really feel so. It's that triggered stuff here. I can't coming back here. It's like, whoa, these people they still out here talking crazy. But it's kind of how do you refine yourself to say, okay, I'm not gonna go in on you. I can curse. I can curse. Or you can curse or no?
We
going on you. No, because
these motherfuckers.
I had to check myself too. You know, I'm a person of the cloth. And you know, I can't be on that. But the last 6 years have really brought my St. Louis out of me.
Come on.
I'm really trying, as you said, to be refined. But I'm finding being refined is really hard right now.
Well, this is where you learn to say that, because I remember you've been this person coming here, you know, very saying you know, okay, God damn it, so make something happen with these motherfuckers. But
this is a lesson you needed to have. This was in your destiny. You needed this lesson on how to deal with these type people. Yeah. This may not be your rest and rule, and this is where you're gonna live the rest of your days. You will go somewhere else, and you need to know how to deal with this type of people. It's a total different ball game, and you need this lesson.
I agree.
You need this lesson.
I agree.
Don't come back again.
I
you
came
will
back
see
to
this
Minnesota just to be here because I want to die here. I really love Minnesota. So I really feel like if you can deal with anybody here, because these people here are a little crazy, but we can really make it happen. And when people look at Minnesota, they look at other people because they think very highly of us. And I think what you're saying, Dennis, in terms of the hospitality, how they showed you such a good time. I know we can do that here. Which is what I know, because I love catering. I love making sure somebody comes give them a red carpet treatment, because they're going to remember that. They're going to remember us being the blueprint of Black Pride here in the Midwest, because we are the Midwest. Black, if we come together and make it happen, it can really get there. Keep the bullshit out there, but again, be unapologetic with this shit and really go hard. And again, I was telling this earlier. 501c3 nonprofit, we using those words and those lingos and going into these spaces and places like Thriving Financial, Habitat for Humanity. These are where we get cash for these people, and then tell them what we want as people, as Black people. We can really make things happen. I'm really ready to make this stuff happen, because it's like, oh, we know what we are, we know what we're good at, and we know what we're capable of doing. Because what happens is they take from our culture, they go appropriate it, and then they go to run and do something else. And it's like, no, we're Black. This is our stuff. And I feel with me, my time costs, and I hate having ignorant and poor conversations. So I hate going around white people giving all this information and ideas, and they just go run with it. Oh, you little niggas, this is what it is. No, here's an NDA. We can't disclose anything that we talk about until we implement this type of stuff. And I think here we're gonna make it happen. I'm getting excited just being around like-minded people of color, Black folks. It's an eye-opening experience. Malcolm X said we suffer from political oppression, economic exploitation, and social degradation. This from his speech called The Ballot and Bullet back in 1964, and it's still here now. But now it's like, okay, we know this stuff. Let's make it happen. Let's not keep having to read the miseducation of a Negro, and we're knowing this stuff. Let's really make something happen. Let's really put it out there, and again, like, be in their face with it. And I think we can implement plans or ways to make that happen, like going to Atlanta, going to these places where we know we have connections. All about connections, who you know, and not saying, well, I know everything, but I know how to get to that person. I know we can figure out how to get to this person. We can figure out how to get to sauce. We can figure out how to get the chair. We can figure out how to do this, because it's all a phone call, it's all a conversation. So
get together, share, and we'll just make this happen. We're meeting.
Wow, y'all got quiet.
I know.
I'm sorry.
I know. No, everybody's digesting what you said, because
that what it is?
Don't be apologetic.
Is that what you said? Come on, Nakia.
And I'm practicing on letting somebody else talk. I'm practicing on letting somebody else talk. So go ahead, y'all.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I'm trying to do better. It's my birthday month, so I can get a birthday gift.
Oh, your birthday is next.
When's your birthday?
Next week.
June 9.
June 19th over here?
June 9. June 9 is mine.
Mine's the 19th.
All right. See, hey, Gemini. Or did you make it? Yeah, you made it.
Wow, that's my mama birthday.
Gemini.
Right.
Shout out to my son Nada's birthday, June 13th.
Yay! Come on, June birthdays. Shout out to all the June birthdays. How about
June
that?
Gemini. Woo. And a few cancers.
Well, I'm compatible with Geminis. My first lover was a Gemini. That's my true love. So I know Geminis are like the best.
Because Geminis ain't all crazy.
Oh, yes,
Well,
They try to make Gemini
Listen.
sound crazy.
I'm crazy.
Just because we having office staff meetings all the time with ourselves, that don't make us crazy.
Oh,
but you know what? There's always two people when you Gemini. It's always
We got about
like,
4 or 5.
a million.
Yeah,
You're
that
right.
dude-
Ray, I hate to say it, I love you, and you know I love you dearly. But Ray Rilla,
yeah,
It's only one of me. Hey.
But 20 of you in your head.
Yeah, it's a fight.
It
It is a fight. It's a fight. I'm gonna have to tell you, I'm gonna agree on that one. It's 20 of me.
Well, I mean, based on astrology, I'm not compatible with anybody, so that's why my ass is sitting up there single. So,
well, I'm unbalanced. I'm just.
But friends make the difference. That can gives you great happiness.
What's your sign?
amen.
What's your sign, DeAndre?
Scorpio.
Oh, Scorpio.
Oh,
I married a Scorpio. So
y'all should all know
that
that.
one time. Yeah.
I had one
24/7, 365.
Virgos and Scorpios,
Right.
They cool. They cool together. Virgos and Scorpios.
Yeah, well, Virgos and Scorpios are compatible with each other.
Because both of them are eccentric.
That's it. What's that word?
We're the best in our season. That's why we go. They put us where we put us.
Right. You know, that's what they said about what's the man that owned Playboy? He's eccentric.
Hugh Hefner.
Yeah, Hugh Hefner.
Yeah.
You know, crazy, but I guess a genius in his own right.
Could you Google all the greats and see when their birthday was? Just Google all the greats and see their birthdays and what sign they are.
What do you consider great?
Michael Jackson, Virgo. Beyonce, Virgo. Should I continue?
Yes. Continue.
Rihanna, Pisces.
Billionaire.
DMX, Libra. Oh no.
Notre Dame. He was a Sagittarius.
Who is the Notre Dame?
I know.
But Sagittarius, they don't have any smart.
Einstein, Pisces.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, Pisces. Yeah, they kind of smart.
Megan Thee Stallion is a Pisces.
And she a bomb.
Shout out Megan.
Yeah, shout out Megan. She gonna be on the show one of these days.
Libra. Yeah, I ain't heard of her yet.
Libra. They passive. They passive aggressive.
Oh, no, we not.
Isn't it the lion?
Right.
Oh, the Libra.
It's the scale.
Oh, the balance.
Libra.
You know I'm.
Yeah, so they're trying to balance and be balanced. That's why I said they passive
Tony
aggressive.
Braxton is a Libra.
Passive aggressive.
Crazy too.
I love Tony.
Passive aggressive. She could just sing.
She's my favorite Braxton.
She sings.
I love
Tony. Sing.
She sings. And she got a badass body.
So
too.
what do you have to do to become a diva?
Uh-oh.
You're born that way. There's nothing you can do. You can't be creative. You can't be creative. You have to be born with that.
So how do you realize you're a diva then? Is it
just
one day
comes.
You come out the womb?
Right, and the womb, you know. You can't
When
be
you
creative
come out the
be
womb
born.
and they cut that, when they slap that ass, you'll know.
You know,
diva?
Diva. Guilty.
Oh no.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Well, you remember when Beyonce said she got an alter ego when she out on stage?
Sasha Fierce
over her.
Sasha Fierce.
That's true. That's true.
What do you mean?
So when I get into clothes, when I get into clothes fully drag, whatever you want to call it, I'm a different person. That's the reason why I can walk up and down the street and don't nobody fuck with me because
they got pills for that.
My own head. I'm the baddest bitch around.
Is that you feel when you do that?
That's damn right.
Well, they got pills for that, and you know they got counselors. They got counselors and everything that can help you with that problem.
No, because I heard people say that Bobby Drag Queen said that when he does drag, you know, when he out of drag, he feels that he's not that cute, or he's not, you know, when he's in drag, he says you can't tell him a goddamn thing.
And that's what attracts people.
Because Bob's drag queen be serving Viola Davis on stage.
Right. But she said she had to be a geese.
That's not a read.
That's not a read, but she has to be a geese.
That's not a read, especially since Miss Viola is playing the hell out of Michelle Obama right now.
Did you like her role? Because they read her for that role.
Viola Davis has a very special place in my heart right now because I love Michelle Obama.
Mm-hmm. So she gonna come back too.
I just started that series myself.
Oh my Lord!
Did Viola do a good job at doing Michelle?
Absolutely.
Because I haven't seen it, but I've read a lot of reviews and they were high level. Okay.
Personally, to me, she's doing really well as Michelle Robinson Obama.
All right.
I love it.
Oh, no, all three of her names.
Because that's who she is. Michelle Robinson Obama, yes. Because she has a life outside of her husband.
Becoming.
Yes. She's only married to her husband. That's it. But she is her own person.
Yes.
Well, she got more degrees than he got.
She's tougher than he is. Oh yeah, she's yeah.
She gotta be. She even said, "I'm a lot more learned than he is."
Right. I mean, that's what a queen is. That's a queen. Highly educated, beautiful, and don't even have to claim that spot. It's already bestowed upon you because you deserve it.
And people still consider her their first lady still.
She's still mine.
Years later.
She gonna come to Minnesota for the Pride one of these years. I'm gonna holler at her. We're gonna have that conversation. I'm gonna bring Michelle Obama to Minneapolis to chat with y'all beautiful people here. Don't quote me on the date, but I'm gonna get her here.
I know that's right.
She gonna do a trip to our Pride. Yes, she is. Hell, why not? She'll sit there and sit down and then go home.
And I'm quite sure she will.
It's all about the pitch and the narrative.
We might let her bring Barack. I don't know.
Well, as long as you have a plan, we can put it forth. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Oh yeah. I'm trying to just get it set up to that point. Yes, we need people. I'm still her and Latifah. Have Latifah to sing in the background while Michelle is talking.
That'll be bombed out.
Just tell me I won't get half America here.
Yeah, so you gonna have a man out on the stage?
I'm gonna have $1 billion on the stage.
The elevator.
Oh yeah.
It's a whole lot of money in this motherfucker.
Yes, ma'am. And Minnesota can do it. They can allow it, and they want that revenue, so they're gonna allow it to be done and make sure it happens.
So I have a comment because two people on tonight's episode has said that we can do this. Like Minnesota can come together and do this. Personally, Minnesota lacks support. And because I've lived here for 6 years, I can make that as a valid observation.
And I agree with you.
Lack support.
And being the promoter here in Minneapolis.
I agree with you.
I agree.
But if we all get to
gay black people do not support events
at all.
At all.
It's so cliquish here. No wonder Bobby was successful with his parties because people support each other in DC. I'm pretty sure that's what you picked up on last.
Well, that's 100%.
Like, they support everybody. And I've been to DC Pride twice before. It'd be more DC natives at Pride versus out of towners. And because DC supports, they come out and support their own. So
yes, that's why it's a change of strategy here to make this happen. That's a strategy we are working on. That's why
chocolate down, baby.
It's a deliberate thing we have to do to break that cycle.
But the question is, what is the strategy? We've been at this for years.
Yeah.
It's like, how long do we stick in with it? And this is just me being transparent.
Until
how long do we stick into it until we throw in the towel and say, okay, because year after year after year, we need consistent support.
Right.
And this state just does not provide consistent support here. Like 1 minute they'll come out to it, and then the next minute they won't. And if 2020 was bullshit, in 2021 they're not gonna come back out. And I don't know. It's just weird here to me. And
I agree with you 100%. I agree, but that's what being innovative. That's what being creative and innovative and coming up with something new to break that. I don't know what the dynamic, but the one thing is we get up one day and everything has changed, but it's slowly moving because
right. I feel right now.
We weren't talking about this.
I feel right now with what we're saying. How do we change that narrative? And honestly, I big myself up because I know what we can do is just put our egos aside and getting out there and say, let's make creating a
hold on. They don't have egos here. These motherfuckers don't got balls. They're too submissive. Hold on.
No. I mean when I say ego,
let me finish. They even let other organizations fuck you. You understand? Let you use them use you as a mask for a certain amount of time. You know what I'm saying? It's not just the people that's around you. You got people that's organizations fucking you. You know what I'm saying? Saying they're inclusive.
Support.
And they really fucking inclusive.
You understand? It's a culture here, so that's why I say it's a process to make these changes.
Accept it, but it's not the culture. The people accept it. That's the culture. You accept the fucking.
You got to change.
You accept the fucking. You bend over all the time.
I'm not an uncle.
Accept the fucking.
I see exactly what you're saying, and I see how people can be complacent because they're used to this things happening a certain type of way. I'm the type of person. So when if I come into the door with anything, hey, if we need your money, this is what we need it for, and this is the narrative we're going to push for this. You're not going to tell me what you're going to do because this is not your money. This is your organization's money, and you're providing it to us. So you're sponsoring us. So as a sponsor, I'm going to tell you what within your guidelines. I'm going to tell you, hey, this is what needs to happen. This is how it needs to happen. And that complacent shit, I hated it when I think about the blueprint about almost 10 years ago with teaching and other folks. We didn't take any sponsorship money because we want to do it on our own. But now coming back, it's like, hey, wait a minute. With all this stuff we got that going on, how can we just get it? When I say the egos, it's like people to call. I'm not going to do that. It's like we follow each other and shit like that. All of us say, hey, we're all just make the initiative just to go out. And again, marketing it and willing the folks' heads, but people will come out. I think, and I know that with like the balls and stuff we have going on here, that if they know certain people are involved with it, we're just going to make it happen. And people just coming together, and we don't come together. And I think if we come together,
you talking about two different things, brother. You're talking about two different things. Ballroom scene and the everyday promoting scene is two different things. For instance, I have a ball going on, and I have the House of Escada, the legendary House of Escada coming with the people that came off of Legendary. You understand what I'm saying? So they can bring people all over the Midwest to come in. But now if I sit here and say, oh, I'm gonna do a simple paint that's basically catered to, LGBTQ plus, I'm not gonna get that. What I'm gonna get is a bunch of women that come out and support and do what they do.
It's how you market it. It's all about marketing. It's all about marketing. And I'm Chris Escada. It's good to meet you, Bobby. We should talk. I talked to some folks about that. Escada. We're gonna make that happen. I see what you're saying. It's two different things, but if you mesh it together it can be meshed together in terms of just getting us out there. I see what you're saying. My whole thing is trying to figure out solutions on how to make it happen, because the idea you just came up with that, I think with the Escada, I know that with the Escada function you're putting together, I know with the help with me, because I was talking to the leadership in Escada a couple weeks ago. I think we're gonna make that happen. I'm gonna get your information so we get offline and talk about that, but I'm ready to make that happen. I'm willing to meet tonight to start talking about that. That's how passionate I am about that.
Well, DeAndre, you just started some shit.
It's Pride Month.
No, he just told us the truth.
It's Pride Month,
It's these kind of conversations.
We gotta get the shit started. We gotta get the pot stirred.
Yeah,
It's these conversations that get things going. If you don't have the conversations about this, it's not gonna happen.
It's great. I popped out on the podcast. This is great. This is like a full circle moment. This is like a full circle moment for me with the ballroom and stuff like that. Having it out here for you to talk about the Escadas, and what that you make the iconic House of Escada proud. But that rings bells. And I'll listen. Whatever your idea that you want to give with this Escadas, we're coming 10 toes down, and we're gonna make it happen. Whatever promises folks did with the Midwest and stuff, we can Nat, Jack, all them folks up here, just based off of this kind of name, but also what Ballroom has done here in Minnesota in general, but pushing it, and pushing it to the right folks. So and that's with everything on a wholeheartedly. And I think if we just push that and do it, I think we'll make it happen. I'm just here to help. And one thing that I know we can complain and stuff, but it's kind of like not complain because it can fuck us up. It fucked me up. I stopped doing a lot of shit. I was like, these motherfuckers don't fucking respect me. I done did all this bullshit, but it's not about that. It's like kind of keep going with it. But again, you get tired.
You have no choice because it's not about you.
Well, I respect me in terms of like you said, people don't come out to the events, stuff like that.
Right.
It can do well. Fuck somebody's ego up if you're going out there.
Oh, it really fucks your ego up. Yes, it does. Yeah.
But I learned I'm unapologetic. I have no feelings no more. So I'm not about that. I'm about us making it happen. And that's just pushing that narrative and just getting it done.
Because you know,
entertainment don't back down. They continue on doing what they have to do to get the green. You know what I'm saying? So, but yes, that's what's been going on this summer of soul. Welcome to Pride Month, you all. In 18, 19 days, 20 days, we be having what's going on for Pride weekend, Ray?
Hold on, let me get back on the screen. What's going on Pride weekend?
In
June. Oh, you talking about Twin City Pride weekend?
Yes.
I'm not sure.
We supposed to be in the parade?
I'm sorry.
Oh, that
is to the people stage.
The power to the people.
You got t-shirts. You can get your passes early for our Pride.
Yes.
We're gonna be selling all kind of stuff. Come on out and see us by the power to the people stage.
Come on, Fina.
Thank you, Fina. My hand was in a cookie jar.
And then after all that, we're gonna have all types of stuff going on in between. And like I gave y'all, I snuck out there and told y'all the iconic house of his father from the hit TV show from HBO Legendary will be here that Saturday. And also we will have a boat trip going on, and we'll be at the saloon on Thursday, right?
In August, yes.
And what else?
And the educational piece that's taking place on Saturday.
Right.
Is that
Run the schedule, Ray?
Everybody has a schedule. I don't have the schedule on me.
But our viewers don't. Our viewers don't.
Is it going to be a brunch?
There should be a brunch, yes. All the finer details I can't give you today.
Well, all final details will be forthcoming, viewers.
Thank you, my love. Thank you. I'm not in a position at this moment. I apologize, but yes.
It'll be uploaded on Instagram, all social media platforms, Facebook, all those things.
Yes.
Wow.
But be looking forward to our Black Magic Weekend, the Summer of Soul, August 18th to the 21st, 2022, in the year of our Lord. 2022.
Can I get an amen?
Amen.
You know, I have to start respecting that religious thing more because everybody in DC was on that. I mean, mom and dad was a pastor or spiritual advisor or something in that vein. It's very interesting how that plays a very big role on how we think, how we work, you know, and how gay we are today. Because a lot of people, it was a good story I heard. He said they were young and gay, but they couldn't tell their parents that they were gay because his mom and dad were pastors.
Right.
So what they did was they made a group, a gay group. It was called it was a gay club, and it was called the Boy Ministry. So every time his mom and dad would see that, they thought that they were doing a prayer group, but they was doing Black Pride under a gay group that they called, you know, like a ministry. And that's originally how they Black Pride started. I thought that was a really good story. I'm like, that's interesting because they said we couldn't use those gay words like girl and that kind of stuff. We had, you know, everything was called something different, but it had something to do with church.
Yeah, it is the culture You know what I'm saying? It's all about the culture because a lot of things we don't do, like you said, out of respect. You know, I don't curse around my mother. I'm 40-some years old, and I don't curse around my mom. I don't smoke around my mom.
Bobby, it was a lot of that there too because they said the same thing you said. A lot of them didn't. They were telling stories that they still don't curse around their mom.
See, one thing y'all got to realize: a lot of these young folks now, parents is young. They kids they self. You know.
But I'm saying that the old heads are saying because most of them are 50. You know, getting older, and it's even.
I ain't 50.
Well, I'm not. I'm just saying a lot of people that's been doing Black Pride for 20, 30 years are the older heads. Even the guy in New York, he's a pastor, but he run Black Pride in New York. He was actually preaching or giving some spiritual words in one of our sessions. I'm like, oh my God! But he was an actual preacher, so I'm like, it's really intrinsic. That whole thing that I see, that's like really
did they have some sort of a spiritual, religious type of something last weekend during Pride?
On Sunday,
like a Super Soul Sunday or something?
Yes.
I
said the same thing today. I said we need to get a pastor on board so we can get some advice on how to an affirming pastor that and get some advice because I mean. People really need that because you have to have that we need that, say a few words or blessing or praise.
Like Shiloh Temple, Jamesia Bennett.
I think we got a pastor, what's his name, Dwayne? I mean, I know he from MC, well, he got another church now, but I think we should get an affirming pastor to say something on Sunday or do some early service or something like that.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Because if it weren't for God, hey, none of us would be talking.
I'm drunk now. We ain't talking about.
You could also invite, some of the native healers, maybe Auntie Jace or somebody, or like folks that can come out and maybe do a blessing ceremony to kick off Sunday's events at the park.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I know somebody said about sage too, because some people burn sage, and that's how they deal with get rid of their spirits. So I'm just thinking, we need to think of something that hone on people's belief.
Right. Two-spirit community. Let's represent them.
Yes.
Okay. What? I brought that up too, and I mean nobody knew what that was.
You really got inspired when you went to the culture city, huh?
Mm-hmm. Well, I was just doing stuff and see if it stuck because I said, what about the two-spirit community? And they were like, well, what the hell is that? Because I'm from Minnesota. I learned about that myself, in the last 10 to 20 years from Nick and all the rest of them. So I'm like, we don't really deal with that two-spirit thing as a Black culture.
Because they don't have a two-spirit community in DC.
Right, in DC.
They only deal with what their population
is. What their surrounding is, right.
Right.
Well, I mean...
So if we create a niche or a narrative that's going to represent who we are, that could be something that could be continued.
You'll see Latinos, you'll see different things like that. On that side.
Well, it was Latinos there because that's who taught the class. He was a Dr. Joe something. He was Latino. That was Earl's best friend. He had a lot of Latino people there that was in the audience too. So definitely, and some of the other speakers were Latino also.
Yeah, see, that's what's over there. Over here is where you have the indigenous people and speckles of Black people and stuff like that.
That's why we have to include indigenous people because a lot of our older people, are Black and Native.
Right.
I know I have a lot of that in my family, and that is prevalent. And since we have a large community, we cover everybody.
We also got to have open arms to our Somalians and different things like that too, because
we the people of color.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I got one there.
Yeah. But two-spirit, yes, we are opening and we are welcoming to all.
Yes, we are.
Well, I got my little culture this weekend. I feel so revived.
And you look wonderful.
Yes.
That's what you needed. You needed to go out there and get revived.
Yes,
by
he did.
Immersed in culture.
He did. Yes, he did. He needed that to calm down.
He came back a different Dennis.
Relax and calm down.
Relax.
Yes. But when I went down to China Street, seeing all the Black boys with their shirts off and riding on skateboards.
Oh my God.
that was a highlight for me. I just sat on the bus stop and just watched all the black people.
Was someone singing down there? Was someone singing by the train station? Or
No,
rapping,
you know what? You know, one thing I did see that I saw here, those guys that do the preaching with the loudspeaker.
Yeah, they do that.
But you know what? They had a white guy across the street saying "God lives, God lives." It was so funny because it was just like God ain't shit on this side, the black people, and he lied to you. He said, but God helped you.
But that's the city of protest. Everyone comes there to protest. You know what I'm saying?
Beautiful.
Baby,
beautiful.
I thought this was the state of protest because everybody protests about everything here.
No, everyone go down to DC to protest to the head man, you know.
The government headquarters, yeah.
Yeah, so it's always a protest there. So, you know, and then, yeah, it's just speak your mind. Don't hold it. Don't do that Minnesota nice. Just say how you feel. That's some fake shit if you don't.
We got them protesters here at our Pride.
That's great.
Never been there, and the people walk. They be coming. They have a red wagon and be full of Bibles. And they be handing them out.
Amen. They can't hand out Bibles. Say, come on, hand out Bibles. We're gonna start. We're gonna put the jungle music on, and we're gonna all start dancing. I don't have no problem with you and your Bible. That's your Bible. You can. Hey, y'all can read while we got the good jungle music going.
The jungle music, right, Mel?
Jungle music.
The jungle music.
Jungle music kick in. We right on time.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Yeah, and people get scared when that happens.
Oh my God.
So yes, but it's 7 o'clock and I've had 3 cocktails. So we must depart. Everybody, we here on Wednesdays and Fridays from 6 to 7 p.m. This is the BIPOC happy hour. Everybody be safe. Think about what you're doing. Get ready for Black Pride weekend in August.
Black Pride.
From the 18th to the 21st of 2022 of the year of our Lord. So we want everybody there. So we'll see y'all again next time. Peace out, everybody.